go. Everyone can hear me okay? Awesome. Keep on with that flowing mountain. And let's hold that flowing mountain up to the top, actively reaching, and we'll come up onto our toes. Hold and breathe. Shoulders come down from the ears. Whoa, there we go. We'll drop those heels down to the mat, as will our hands come down towards our sides, palms facing our body. Inhale, sweep up, lift on the heels. Exhale, bring it down. Flowing as you go, breathing with each movement. Letting go of any expectations tonight that you might have set on your own practice or even your night. Hopefully we'll be back in person next week. Can't wait to see everybody. Those shoulders are getting nice and warm. And we'll bring our hands to our hips, lifting up our right foot and extending our foot forward, pointing and flexing our toe, just seeing how it feels. Engage the core. Starting in on that balance already on one leg. You can always have a chair or a wall or a friend around. Now that foot is flexed and we'll open and close. Just seeing how your hip's doing. My hip's doing pretty good. And then the other side. Let's lift up the other foot. We'll point and flex, lengthening through our spine. Our class all about balance. Life too, right? All about balance. We'll hold in a flex position and open and close. See how that hip feels. Maybe it's a little more mobile on one side. Maybe you're feeling a little bit tighter on one side. Just notice. Last one. Sweeping all the way up, inhale. Exhale, bringing our hands to our sides. Inhale, sweep up, and we move into a flowing forward fold. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale, sweep up. Pressing down and anchoring to our feet. Closing our eyes tonight, if that feels okay for your body, for your balance. You can touch our thumbs at the top. And maybe our pinkies at the bottom, creating a circle. Or you can touch the floor, connecting the earth to the sun. A few more flowing forward folds. If you want to add a back bend on, of course you can, feel free. Oh, there's someone joining us. Let's do about 4 more of those flowing forward folds. And then you'll move into flowing chair pose. So after those flowing forward folds, right into our flowing chair pose. Awesome, nice to see everybody. We'll at least see your names. We got Francie and Lori and Heather and Pauline, Susie. I think that's everybody. My eyes are Giselle. Any glasses. One more flowing chair. Keep the heart up. And then we'll take it right down to the mat. Exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. So now we're halfway lift flowing, warming up our hamstrings. But our hands coming either to our shins, staying on the floor, or even coming in behind our knees. See what feels right for you, wherever you are. We're drawing our belly button towards the spine, feeling the spine extending long, and our breath honored. Last one, holding our forward fold. You'll bring your hands down to your knee, to the floor with a big bend in your knees if you want to, and reach your one foot up. So it's a standing split. And we're bringing our nose as close as we can to our shin. All about our balance tonight. If you wanted to challenge your balance here at the beginning of class, you'll bring your hands behind your calf. Play around maybe just with one. at a time. You'll see how that foot adjusts, your ankle adjusts. Just see where you're pressing down into that foot. You can really notice and let go. We'll bring that other foot up to our standing split, drawing our nose as close as we can to our knee. And then noticing how we're pressing down into our foot. You can look right at your foot if that feels better, or look forward, bringing one hand up or both. Amazing. Forward fold. Let's bend our knees and step or jump back to a plank position. Either on our knees, on our forearms, or a plank at the wall can be used here. Let's take it to child's pose, unless you would prefer to go to downward facing dog. So this pose, if you're taking care of your wrists, you could be at the wall or on a chair tonight. All the way up into all fours, inhaling and exhaling. Let's roll right into our cat and cow. Option to do this in a seated position or standing. Fists for wrists or forearms on blocks. Matching our breath to our movement, feeling our spine. Great job. One more cat, one more cow. Taking it to child's pose again, or pushing up into downward facing dog. We can start by pedaling our feet, seeing how the hamstrings are doing. As we anchor down into the earth, pressing our hands equally and drawing some energy up into our hands. So take a moment tonight, and I'm guilty of this too, placing most of the weight into the pad of my hand, like my thumb and the base of my hand. So if you're the same as me, try to shift some of that weight tonight into your knuckles, mostly your index finger and your middle finger, those base knuckles. Try to shift some of the weight into there, so it's not all carried in the bottom of our hand. Let's inhale to all fours from wherever we are and move through our spinal balance, reaching our right arm forward and our left foot back, and then opening up out to the side, bringing it back long, and then down back to all fours. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, open. Inhale, lengthen again. Exhale, down to all fours. See how that feels? We've got some modifications, of course. You could be standing up, doing our marching soldier, marching, opening, bringing it back and down if you're taking care of your wrists today. We'll finish off with one more and make our way back to downward dog or child's pose. With a pedal of the feet and then settling the heels towards the earth so they don't have to touch. We want to have a little bend in our knees. We're pressing that earth away and checking in with where we're placing the weight in our hands tonight. Finding balance in the hands. Wonderful job. We'll inhale, come to a kneeling plank. Exhale, go right down to our bellies. Going through some cobra poses now. We'll stay down on the mat. Inhale, opening up into cobra. Exhale, bringing it back down. Continuing to flow through, peeling your chest up off the mat as we take the shoulder blades down the spine. A little bit of tension in our backside. The last one. Notice the difference. The hips are down. Now we bring the belly or the chest back down. So as we lift up now, the chest and the hips come up. So it's a nice, strong, fluid movement of our core. Lifting, inhale, exhale back to our child's or down dog. And let's choose to flow or take a little rest now. Come forward, halfway or all the way down. We've got our up dog maybe, or cobra with me. Back to our bellies, or downward facing dog. Then we lift up and slide back. All on your own, take your time. Close your eyes. There's no right or wrong. We can choose to do 2 more or take a rest, or you can try one up from downward dog if you're feeling like that one tonight. We come into a full plank, halfway down, our up dog or cobra, and back to downward facing dog. One more time, or take a little rest with me in child's pose. Massaging your forehead, releasing some anxiety, connecting to your body. When you're ready, we'll all meet on all fours. Take your time, no rush, to bring that right foot up to the top of the mat. You can give it a little hand if you want to, and rise up into a high lunge or stay in your kneeling lunge. Rising up on an inhale, sinking into the support of our legs. A fun little balance squat tonight in the flow. We'll bring our hands to our heart. This is fun. So in your lunge, now you'll take your right, so your back knee, so most likely your left knee, to your calf, to your back of your calf. It's a Shiva squat. Bring it there, and then take it back to your lunge. We'll do 2 or 3 more of those, keeping that front knee bent, tapping our knee, or knee to shin. Oh my God, that's not your shin. Knee to calf. Last one. Downward facing dog, or all fours. Just to make your way to the lunge on the other side, we'll bring the opposite foot up. Our back heel is high. We strengthen that core, rise up. Hands will come to our heart. We'll take an inhale and exhale our Shiva squat on the other side. So knee comes to calf and take it back. Let's do 4. We end in our lunge. Great workout for our front quad, and forward fold on a breath out. Oops. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Sweeping all the way up, inhale. Exhale to your chair pose. Inhale, sweep back up. And we'll meet in our mountain. Roll those shoulders back. Let's take ourselves into a chest expansion. Or if it feels better for you, an active strengthening of our back, reaching back. Reverse prayer pose. Or you could hold your elbows. Check in with the chest. And if it speaks to you, we fold forward. Letting the head be heavy and dangle if we do choose to do it that way. Just going to check one more time, make sure no one's stuck out in Zoom land. Wonderful. We'll release our hands, sweep all the way up, inhale. Bring the hands to the heart and step our right foot back down our mat. We'll turn to some moonflowers and sunflowers. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, bend our elbows, bend our knees, shifting the hips back. Be like a tree. Stay grounded through both of your feet, rooting down. If you'd like to have more layers, we can bring our elbows right down to our thighs. If you're taking care of your knees, not so far down. If you're taking care of your shoulders or your back, hands will stay at our heart, and we focus on a nice strong track of the knees towards the middle of the foot. Balance. Holding down in our goddess pose. Check in with the pelvic floor. Feel the strength. Come in. And we'll bring our arms up. Maybe lift now, one heel. See how that feels. Bring it back down. Other side. And bring it back down. If it feels okay, you can flow side to side or lift both heels. And we'll be holding here. Wide across the heart, strong in the center of our body. Finding balance tonight. Heels go down. We'll straighten out our legs, bring our hands to our hips, turn our toes towards the long edge of our mat, and hinge into a wide leg forward fold. You can stop halfway or even put your hands on a wall or come right down into your fold. Let your head be heavy. There's a little bend in your knees again. Feel how the weight of your head just hanging out here is creating some space in your spine, stretching your back. Wonderful. We'll come halfway back up, strong, straight, stable back. Tick-tock our feet together and turn them towards the top edge of your mat again. And sweeping all the way up, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's go through some sun salutations where I invite you to hold your lunge if you don't care to come right down onto the mat tonight to flow through the second half of sun salutations. You just stay in that lunge once we get there. And you can even flow your lunge to build some heat in your legs. Come right on up, find some space between the feet and reminding ourselves, and mostly that's for me sometimes, mountain is a pose. So we should notice the mountain for a breath or two here. Rising the peak of our mountain up through the clouds, whilst we're rooted firmly down to earth. Let's begin our sun salutations. Inhale, sweeping all the way up. Exhale, diving into your fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. We'll bend our knees, take our right foot back. Rising up into our lunge. You can hold this lunge, like I said, if you don't want to come down, if you're taking care of your arms, or move with me to downward dog or child's pose. We can flow now or hold down dog. Inhale forward into a plank, halfway or all the way down, up dog or cobra. Right back to your bellies, or you're going back to downward dog. We'll meet in downward dog, looking up between the hands to bring the left foot up between the hands. Rise to your lunge on a big, beautiful breath in. And take your entire exhale to gently step to forward fold. Halfway lift in. Folding, exhaling. All the way up, breathe in. Check in with the thumbs touching, sinking into chair, breathing out. Back up with the sweep. Exhaling into a strong mountain pose. Again, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, dive. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, take a breath out. Bending our knees, left foot back. Our back heel is high. We can drop the knee down or come into a high lunge. Breathing out, downward dog or child's pose. Holding or flowing forward into a plank. Holding or flowing to the belly or chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. To your belly or downward dog. People on our belly will come to the plank and then push to down dog. Right foot up between the hands. Take your time. Inhale, inhale, inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. As much of a bend as you'd like in your knees. Halfway lift. Folding, breathing out. Sweeping all the way up. Exhale to chair. Choose where you want to have your arms tonight. And then back up, breathe in, and mountain. We've got a few more. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, dive. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, folding again. Bending our knees, right foot back this time. Rise to your lunge. Hold here or move to downward dog or child's pose. Check in with your hands. How are you pressing into the mat at the moment? Flow through your downward dog, half series. Meet me back in downward facing dog. Take your time. Left foot comes up between the hands. Rise to lunge. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Inhale, sweep up, anchor to our feet. Exhale to chair, whichever one feels best for your body. Back up and into mountain. Let's do one more. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, diving. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Left foot going back. Find your lunge, full or kneeling. Stay here or move with me to child's pose or downward facing dog. Choose now to hold here or flow through your half series forward. All the way down or halfway, elbows in towards the rib cage, up dog or cobra. Back to downward dog or all fours. We'll be bringing the right foot up between the hands, rising to your lunge. Exhaling to forward fold. Feels good. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold again. Inhale up. Exhale to chair. Right back up again into our extended mountain and then our regular mountain. Reset our feet, adjust your clothes, grab a quick drink, and we'll continue on with our balance pose. So a few more lunges. We'll be at the top of our mat and step our right foot back, sinking down into a lunge again. So we've got as much of a bend as you want to have in this front knee without having that knee go in front of our toe. So check in and lift up. We've got a strong back quadricep, and we can choose where we want to have our arms tonight. Up at our heart, on our hips, wherever it feels nice for you. Now let's see how the feet are doing. Our back heel is high, it's pointing up towards the sky. Our back kneecap is facing towards the mat. If we were to look down, we can see our big toes. Breathe. We'll bring our right hand in front of us if your left knee is bent and sweep the other arm back for a high twisting lunge. Breathe. Check in with the earth beneath you, the air on your skin, the air entering your nostrils, filling you up, and then let it go back, release it back to the earth. We come back to our lunge, inhale, building some heat in our front glute, bringing our hands by our sides, palms facing the earth, and we find a hinge here. As that crown of the head is reaching away, now we'll turn our palms towards the earth, opening across our chest, drawing our shoulder blades together. Breathe. Should feel some heat in that front glute and quad. Amazing. Step it back to downward dog. That'll feel nice for your stretch. Holding here in downward dog, plank, or another position, or choosing to flow through your half series. We'll come forward, halfway or all the way down, up dog or cobra, back to your bellies, or right back to downward dog. We'll do that lunge flow on the other side. Gazing up between the hands, bringing the right foot up between the hands or whichever foot you didn't have last time, and we'll reset our lunge. Rising up, sinking down only as far as it feels nice for us. Our back knee, kneecap facing the mat. Our heel is high, the front knee bent. You can have a shorter stance or even a chair underneath your backside. Choosing your arms, finding the eyes, maybe allow you to close them. If your right knee is forward, your left hand will go forward, and then your right arm will go back. For our high twisted lunge, breathe. Actively reaching with our hands in opposite directions. Our back kneecap still facing the mat. Close your eyes. Take a breath. Notice a full breath. What a gift. Bring it back to lunge. Hands by our sides. Hinge. If you need to take a rest, please do so. And then we'll open up the palms towards the floor. Hinge a little further. Breathe. Your glutes should be firing up nicely now. Step it to forward fold. Exhale. Softening the knees. Wonderful. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Inhale, sweep up. We'll grab a hold of our right knee, holding on to either behind the thigh or in front of the shin, whatever works nice for you. Pointing our front toes down. One of many balance poses we'll try to fit in tonight. Amazing. We'll be doing the opposite of this now. Instead of your knee being here, it'll now go back. You'll grab your foot. That feels okay for your hamstring. Or you'll grab a strap on your foot. And we're doing a quad stretch here. If it's possible, grabbing onto your back. Just show here. Grabbing onto your ankle. And then if it feels okay, reaching the opposite arm up, straight up. So trying to stack our top wrist on top of our elbow, on top of our shoulder on top of our hip, right down to our ankle. One straight line. Beautiful. And we'll step that foot back, come into our goddess pose. Breathe. We'll bring our hands together at the top now. You don't have to go down too far if this doesn't feel nice for you, or you can bring your biceps towards your ears or hands to heart. Lifting our heels up. Breathe. Balance. Feel the belly button come towards the spine. And notice your muscle fibers. A few more breaths. You've got this. Don't give up. Heels go down. Toes turn towards the long edge. Our arms open like wings with palms facing wide, and we'll hinge at our hips to a wide leg forward fold with wide airplane hands. Breathe, feel, listen. So if you're like me, you might have a lot of that weight leaning back. Try to lean it just a little bit forward so that you do have to balance. Your core needs to catch you from falling forward. Then our hands will come back behind us, either just holding on to our low back or clasping them together, hinging into a wide leg, intense bend. Our head is heavy. Our thoughts are light. Our breath is full. We'll release the hands, tick-tock our feet together. Turn those feet back up towards the top edge of our mat. Halfway lift, breathing in. Folding, breathing out. Sweeping all the way up. Hands to heart. Grabbing our opposite knee. Now most likely your left. See how you want to hold on to it. Either behind or in front of the shin. So behind the shin is a little easier on your knee. Long neck, a soft supporting knee, and we'll point our toe down as we draw our thigh towards our belly. Breathe. You can go ahead and try to close your eyes in this one. It's a big challenge. Hold. A good back stretch right here. Now we'll move into that quad stretch and hip flexor stretch. So you can either grab a hold of your ankle before you put it back or use a little bit of momentum. But we want to try not to let that knee to go way out to the side. We want our knee underneath our hip. And we can choose now to bring our opposite hand up. Breathe. Feel. Notice all 5 toes in connection with the earth. The pad of your foot, the heel of your foot, rooting down to Mother Earth. Wonderful. Release that foot. Big breath up. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Fold. Breathe out. Wonderful. We'll step or jump back to a plank position. Full or kneeling plank. Or you could be bringing yourself to a wall plank. And in our plank pose tonight, let's again check in with not pressing all of the weight right down from our wrists into the base of our thumb, transferring some of that weight into the knuckles of our fingers, drawing the quads at the back up to support our kneecaps. The belly slides up in belly button towards our spine, and we're looking in front of our hands. Amazing. Coming down to all fours or fists for wrists, or a block or two under your forearms tonight. Let's flow through a couple cat and cows here. Make sure there's some space between your knees. Warm up our spine again. Warm up the chest as we draw the chest up. And then open the heart towards the mat. A couple more. Back to our plank, or you can stay on all fours, or if you're taking care of your wrists, roll right over onto your back and I'll show a different core move. So our first core move, kneeling plank or full plank. Right arm out, left foot back. You could be in your full plank. Opposite hand and foot lifting up. If you're on taking care of your wrists, you'll roll over onto your back and have one foot extended and the other hand extended. You'll switch sides now, whichever side you're on, whichever movement you chose. And then we'll meet. So if you're on your back, you'll roll back over. We'll be coming up to a kneeling position. Lovely. Let's take a little love for our wrists. You can be sitting back towards your heels. That doesn't feel good. You could be up like this. Let's tuck our thumbs in, roll our wrists around. My wrists also feeling great today. Thank you, Lori. And then the other way. I'm gonna do now gate pose and our bird pose, one of the many birds. All right, I'm just going to turn on an angle so you can see it a little bit differently tonight. Let's take our pants up first, right foot out, and we'll turn that right heel up today. Now, if that doesn't feel nice and your knee doesn't feel supported there, put the foot down. Wonderful. We'll be reaching our right hand for our right shin or placing it on a block. And the other arm will reach up and create a little circle. You can look up under your elbow. A block is helpful here to really protect your knee so that you don't put any pressure on that knee joint. You can have it at any height you want to. Engage the core, lift up now. We'll turn the foot onto the mat, bring our arms open, palms face towards me most likely. Then we'll bring those arms back, actively squeezing between our shoulder blades. If you want to hold on to something special back there, don't lose it, and hinge forward. Just as far as we can go, our core catching us. Breathe. You'll feel intensity in the hip. If that feels too much, bring it back up, adjust your foot. And we'll come up, slide the opposite knee under, and do the same thing on the other side. So first, our gate pose with our toe up today with the help of a block or anything else that you might have at home. Reaching long, and then that opposite arm coming up. So making any adjustments you want to feel good. A nice, strong stretch. If you find you're holding your breath, just notice and find a position where you can feel and notice resistance, but still be able to breathe. Okay, let's bring it up, turn the foot onto the mat now, and start our hinge forward. Amazing. Only going so far down as you can or want to. Squeezing our shoulder blades together at the back. Wonderful. Let's take it back to child's pose or up into downward facing dog if that feels nicer for you. Holding here, so reconnecting, remembering why we came, why you showed up for yourself tonight. Committing to consistency. That is the key. Consistent practice in whatever it is you're working towards. Let's inhale to all fours. Exhale, sit it back again. Take some work for our wrists one more time. And we'll go to a seated position. Take your time getting there. No rush whatsoever. We did a lot of wide leg forward folds today. Standing. So let's go into a plank, incline plank tonight with an option, of course, of your block. You could sit on your block for your incline plank here. We'll do a half incline plank first. All right, hands come back behind us. So if you're taking care of your wrists, you'll roll right back onto your back and you'll be doing a bridge. Let's bend our right knee first. Press into the right foot, both of our hands, and come up into an incline plank on one side. So if that didn't feel nice for you, you could always put a block underneath your backside. We're here, we're open, we're squeezing our elbows together at the back, wide across our heart. And see if you're, again, pressing all of your weight and just into the base of your thumb. Try to shift some into more of the hand. And then the other side after a forward fold. Big breath up. Exhale, fold. Feel that delicious stretch right from the heels up the body, curling around your back, making its way to your lower back, your mid back, your upper back, into your neck and the head. Staying here a while. Forward folds can be really great for easing anxiety. Walking our hands up our body. And let's do our half incline plank on the other side. Bending the opposite knee now. Connecting down to the earth. Sweeping our hands back behind us, fingertips towards our backside, opening across the chest. Lifting up into our incline plank half on the other side. Shine the heart up like you have a flashlight that you want to shine up to someone. Anchoring through your foot, your extended leg, either just the ankle or the heel, and both of your hands. We'll bring it down. Heels come together for a butterfly for a few breaths, hinged forward, lengthening our spine. If your wrists need a little love, you put your backs of your hands down onto the mat, give them a few stretches, any way that you want to. That feels good. Walk it on up. Time for that full incline plank, or you'll be rolling back on your back for a full bridge if you're taking care of your wrists. Some space between our feet, and we'll lift up into our full tabletop pose, or you're on your back, no pressure on those wrists, lifting up into bridge. So do what feels right for you, what speaks to you, and when you're ready, we'll all be meeting down on our backs. No rush. And slowly lower it down. We're crossing our left knee over our right and reaching for our ankles and drawing it in towards the body. So if it doesn't feel accessible tonight to reach those ankles, just reach back behind your furthest away leg or wrap a strap around it. Feels good. A nice stretch for your hips as it moves up into your back as well. It's all connected. Other side, sweep that knee around, bring it on in. See how this feels for you. You can have your heels towards your backside or lift it up a little bit. It'll be a little more intense. Good, man. Good job. Don't give up. Don't let the mind leave you now. Stay here in the moment. Soften the jaw. Let go of any tension from your day that has made its way into your face or your jaw, your shoulders. Let it go. Wonderful. We'll unwind those knees, draw them both into chest. Take a delicious rock side to side. We're doing our twist tonight. So I wanted to give you a different twist tonight. So normally we've got our wide T arms, one leg out and the other knee drawn across. So tonight you could cross that leg, cross one leg over the other, the top leg, you go over onto that foot and come back. So that could feel good for you, or you can do our regular extend one leg, make sure you're right on that hip, and then open up again through the chest. Can't wait to see everybody in person again. It's lonely up here. I'm missing out on all the talk. Switch sides for your twists. So that either that other leg will cross and you'll take it over, or our regular twist, or some other variation of a twist that is a part of your safe practice. Amazing. Bring it back, knees to chest. Take one more delicious rock side to side, and then settle into your Shavasana or your constructive rest. So Shavasana, extending those legs, and or the knees come towards each other. There's some space between our feet. Settle in, take your time, get comfortable. I find it hard to do a Shavasana on Zoom, so I'm just going to read you a few quotes tonight. A couple quotes from the earth. Soften the body, soften right down. Feel the earth beneath you, supporting you, always there, always under your foot. Literally everything we have is from the earth. Take a moment just to feel that. Everything is made from the earth. And forget not that the earth delights to feel your bare feet. The winds long to play with your hair. And when we honor and respect the earth, we honor and respect ourselves. Have a wonderful rest of your night. I hope you enjoy some Shavasana or some meditation today. Namaste. Just turn that recording off.